Well, good morning, YouTube. I took a few days off from vlogging just to kind of do stuff. We actually were super busy the past 2 days selling cars, or at least trying to sell cars. Did sell one.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Answering emails, text messages, website stuff, all computer stuff that's boring, so I didn't want to vlog it because you'd be bored. But today we have to do a few things. So we actually are swapping out the AMG GTR, which is at the auction facility here in town. We're going to swap it with the McLaren. We're trying to see if we can get rid of the McLaren. The AMG actually is sold. So we finally got a serious offer. Well, I should say, we have a serious offer on it, and they're supposed to send us money for it tomorrow. And then we had lots of interest in the McLaren, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. My DMs and emails and whatever have just been nuts, and just no one will pony up. And at this point, we are losing money on that car, and only going to lose more the lower we go on the price. So it just needs to go away. It just needs to go away. We need to get back to Ferraris, get back to our bread and butter. One of the things I wanted to do is actually discuss how we value trade-ins, and that's something that's really kind of fascinating because people consistently tell us values on their trade-ins which are just completely irrational and not even in the same world of reality of what their cars are worth. So I want to go over that, and it'll be kind of an interesting thing for you guys to learn about. All right, YouTube. So what I'm going to do is kind of go through a imagined scenario in which someone wants to send us a trade-in. So if you look on my screen, you can see I've got Facebook open. So right now we get a ton of people saying, hey, I want to trade in a car. On Facebook Marketplace, people have a car that they were trying to trade in. Okay, so here we go. It's like this guy right here. He's like, hey, I want to trade in this Mercedes-Benz G63S. First thing I'm going to do is I need the VIN and the miles of the car that you're sending us, right? Without the VIN and miles, I'm not going to make you an offer. And obviously I need some pictures. So right here, he sends me the VIN. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Mannheim, and I'm going to click on the Mannheim Market Research, which is the MMR. So I'm going to plug that VIN into the MMR and see. And so here we go. So Mannheim, if you didn't know, is a wholesale place for dealers only. So only dealers are allowed to use this. This is where wholesale transactions happen. And the MMR is basically what Mannheim has been seeing these cars transact for recently. Okay, so you can see right here, it says that the MMR, the base MMR is 96,200, average odometer, average condition. So we're going to put in the miles. So what were the miles on that? It said 24,700 miles, right? So I'm going to put in 24,700. Okay, and it says, hey, that's under miles, so it gives it a little bit more value. I don't know that the region really matters much. We can put Southwest. I mean, you can see, I don't really, whatever. In the grade, problem with the grade is it varies dramatically. Everyone thinks that they have a 5, and no one has a 5. And then everyone thinks they have like a 4.8, which is not true. So usually if it says the average is a 4.4, I'm probably going to leave it at a 4.4 because that gives it basically no grade condition adjustment. There's some cars that are exceptionally in good condition, and obviously we'd give more value to that. Exterior color, again, a lot of times I don't really put that in because it really depends on the car. So certain types of cars matter a lot on the color, and other cars it doesn't. So for example, if it's a Ferrari and it's black, I'm going to definitely decrease the amount that we're going to be able to offer you. Basically, right here, $99,300 is what Mannheim is saying that this thing is worth, saying that we could probably sell it for about $123,000. So we actually could make a decent amount of money on this car if we can get it around $99,300. For us, if it's not a supercar, so in the example of this AMG, it's not a supercar, it's just kind of a quote-unquote regular car, we want it at or below MMR because we don't really want to take the effort to try and sell that car. Recently, we got a Jeep in on trade. We needed that Jeep to be below MMR because we didn't want to have to sell it. We just wanted to put it on auction and let it go. The MMR was 47,000. We offered 45. They accepted at 45. We put it at auction and it sold for 45. And part of that's because the market's kind of coming down on normal cars. So that was why we needed it below MMR. This car, I mean, supposedly looking at it, he's got these pictures of it. It's supposed to be some special edition or whatever. It's got, an interesting interior. I don't know. Maybe it's got some spiffy options or whatever. It's a G63S, but it's already considered. So that's already factoring in that's a G63S and the MMR. I told him 98, and he came back and said that basically he's valuing his at like 110 to 115,000. So at that price, let's say I sell it for 120, I'm only going to make $5,000 to $10,000. That's no way I'm going to do this deal because it's too much risk for that little amount of money, that little of a margin. I don't want to be sitting on that car forever. So he's saying, it'll sell for 139. Obviously, everyone thinks that their car is worth the world, right? He's completely not realistic in that number. So I was like, hey, I can't sell my car at wholesale and pay retail for yours, but he seems to disagree. Here's another problem is, let's say we put in a car and there's no MMR value. So like, let's put in a 20, let's put in here, let's make it a little bit more tricky. Let's put in a 2009 Ferrari, where are you? Ferrari 430. Let's make it really tough. Let's put in a Scud. Okay, we'll do a coupe Scud, right? So yeah, no transactions available. Mannheim's had nothing happen in the last 6 months or so, or year or whatever. So that obviously poses a problem. What about coupes, right? Again, nothing. Maybe if I do 08, there's been one transaction for 125, 16,000 miles red, grade of 4.8. So you can see this doesn't give us a whole lot of data to go off of to value that car, right? So if someone said, hey, I've got a 2008 Ferrari 430 coupe and I want to trade it into you, this was almost a year ago. It was March of last year. So a lot's changed in that time. So what am I going to do to figure out how much I think that car is worth? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Auto Trader or Cars.com or Car Gurus or whatever, and I'm going to go look for the, something comparable, right? And of course, there's not that many Ferraris, so I'm going to do any distance, right? And what I'm going to do is then sort by price. Okay, and I'm going to kind of look at what are these things actually going for, right? So this one, 85,000, something's wrong with it. I'm actually kind of curious. We're going to look that car up later. Again, this one's got a wrap. You can tell because of the metallic sheen, so not a great example to compare off. 52,000 miles, way too many miles to compare. Let's find something that's around 18,000 miles. This is pretty close. A coupe, 22,000 miles. You can see 117. If they were saying I want 125 for it, I'm definitely not going to be interested in it if it's got 18,000 miles, because I'm maybe going to sell it for 120,000 miles. Because you got to remember, these are just the list price. That doesn't mean this is what it sells for. That's just how much it's listed for, right? So this car will probably sell for somewhere around $115,000 to $118,000 is my guess, unless this person just sits on it at 125 forever. You got to kind of search around, find comparables, see if anything's out there that makes sense. Right here, the black one, this thing's overpriced because it's black. It's never going to get that. A silver one, good luck. And then we start getting into the spiders. So the spiders make a huge difference, obviously, in value. Once we've kind of tested, let's say we don't find any examples on Auto Trader or any of the other websites, and so basically we're kind of striking out and finding anything comparable to the car that we're looking at. Well, that's when, honestly, a lot of times we'll just throw out a really low number that we know is less than it's worth, and if we get it, we get it, and if we don't, we don't. So it's a tough thing to do, and we get this 10 times a day. So we just got finished up with some stuff there. Like I said, the AMG is pending payment, so it should be sold in the next hour. We're just waiting for the money to hit. I have to run to Howard with the FF because Josh is going to take the FF. I'm going to take the 570 to the auction, pick up the AMG from the auction. I have to go get it inspected. It's just plain logistics now. This is why we need a garage. So all the cars are in one place and not this crazy shuffle every time anything happens. So let's go drive around today. Okay, YouTube, we are at the Howard. I need to wash the McLaren. It's really dusty. I think, whoa, I don't know what they've been doing here, but there's a lot of dust in here. We need to get that over to the auction, but obviously I'm gonna need to wash it first because no one wants to buy a car that's disgusting. So I need to get the license plate off of the FF. And I gotta pick up the Mercedes, and then I gotta take the Mercedes to go get an inspection. Chores. By the way, I know you guys have seen Authentic Details on our channel multiple times, but they did a paint correction and a ceramic coating on our 570, and it just looks so much better. So yeah, if you're in the Austin area, Authentic Details is the place. That's the only place we take our cars. We love them. So yeah, you can see the water's just beaten up nice and good with the ceramic coating, and it just looks fantastic. So let's get this thing washed and send it over to the auction. Okay, she's off to the auction looking nice and clean. Bye bye, McLaren. We'll see you maybe. Hopefully not. Hopefully I never see you again. That was pretty gnarly. Be careful out there. Whoa! Bye! Dude, this thing's badass. It really is. Oh, too bad it's sold. Woo! Alrighty, got the AMG back from auction. Still working on some deals for the McLaren. That's now at the auction. So now I need to take the AMG to go get its inspection. Dude paid for it. It's gone. So AMG sold. Bye bye. Finally. Bye bye. Bye bye, AMG. All right, YouTube. We got the GTR inspected and washed, so it's ready for its new owner to come pick up. And I've got a guy coming to test drive the FF. Should be here in about 5 or 10 minutes. We'll see if he likes it, and that might be gone. There's definitely a lot of interest in the FF. I don't know if it's because it's like one of the cheapest V12s on the market. We're all done here, so I'm just gonna wait for that test drive and then get to go home. So the glamorous life of running a car dealership. It is 8:45. I'm just now getting home, and glorious salad and steak. Thank you, Maggie.
I shall now cook your steak.
Oh, you're gonna cook it for me?
I can cook.
Oh. All right, guys, that's to do for this video. So who knows? Tomorrow we might have some sold cars. That'd be great.